What is up, guys, and welcome to today's video. As you can see, we're talking about my 6-month transformation, basically from a total 360 from the vegan diet. I did that for 6 months, from November last year to May this year, and then from kind of around April, May, I started switching over to a more animal-based diet. I'll start off by saying that I'm not here to say one diet is better than the other. It depends varying on the person. It's not always about this diet works for me, so it works for everyone. I can only go based on kind of my personal experience, and then that's kind of what you guys can do, trial it out, and then you go based off yours. I'm just here to kind of give you my experience and my advice if that helps to you guys in your circumstances at all. So basically, let's start from the beginning. I decided to go vegan, fully plant-based, from November last year when I got back from vacation, and that was purely on ethical reasoning. No nutritional science backing behind it. Didn't do any kind of research. I mean, I saw the kind of stuff. I read a few chapters of the China Study, which is a very popular vegan book, and I saw a few things online following vegan YouTubers. That was pretty interesting. That showed kind of like how things were better on a vegan diet, and you were saving the planet and saving the animals, and you're better for your health. So kind of all these things sounded like, why wouldn't I do that diet? Why wouldn't I switch over? And my main thing was, again, it was from an ethical standpoint. It was from the point of view that I have 2 dogs, and every time I looked at them, I'd see these animal factory farming videos. It'd break my heart, because if anything happened to my dogs, to my pugs, who you've seen on the channel before if you follow the channel, I'd be devastated. So I felt like what vegans would say, a speciesist. I felt like a hypocrite, so I decided to make the switch. I didn't, first of all, I gotta say that I tell everyone this, I didn't get that euphoric feeling of, oh my god, I feel so much lighter, I feel so much better. When we switch diets, and when we switch from such a drastic diet change, we start to micro-notice things. And you can almost always guarantee that you're going to put everything down to the diet change. Sometimes it is, but most of the time it's not. It's just you're micro-noticing little changes that would have happened anyway, but since you're doing a big diet change, you notice what's going on. I actually felt more bloated. As you can see in the picture that I put as a thumbnail for this video, I'd wake up in the morning, bloated, overly distended. What I want to say about that photo as well, the thumbnail photo, is that I know in the one that I posted, the one I took the other day, the 6-month transformation, the one on the right, I know I'm flexing in that one, and then the one on the left, I'm not. However, my reasoning for that was the one that I took back whenever it was, when I was following the vegan diet, I'd wake up bloated and distended, full of gas. Ask my wife, Jasmine, she knows I was gassy. There's many times when I slept on the couch because I was so gassy. Yeah, so that's kind of, I couldn't flex. It was uncomfortable. I'd wake up overly full, even though I'd eaten anything first thing in the morning. And the difference with eating a keto / carnivore diet, animal-based predominantly, I wake up leaner. But back to my vegan story. Basically, yeah, I did it purely from an ethical standpoint. Some things started to happen during that time. Like I said, I felt more full, started to feel more sluggish. My carbohydrates were through the roof, which at the time, I thought was a good thing, because I was following all these vegan YouTubers like, yeah, do this, do that. At the time, I thought it was a really good thing. 500 grams of carbohydrates a day. That was outside of protein shakes, because I was trying to get a lot from actual food rather than just relying on protein shakes. I really wanted to dispel the myth that you couldn't gain muscle and you couldn't get protein on a vegan diet. I thought that's the way I could connect to my followers and people that I speak to from a fitness standpoint, that the vegan diet doesn't mean losing muscle. The vegan diet doesn't mean not getting protein. And I still stand by that. I lost a little bit of muscle on the vegan diet, I will say that, and that turns out that's a big deal to me because it takes a long time, it takes a hell of a long time to build muscle. So I lost a little bit of definition, I could see that in myself, but I didn't lose half as much muscle that I thought I would have. The big thing is when you go vegan, supposedly you lose all your gains and everything goes away. That didn't happen. If anything, I had a little bit more strength in the gym because I had more carbohydrates. I just looked a little bit more fluffier and bloated. But yeah, the big myth about not being able to build muscle on a vegan diet, I think, is still a myth. I will not say that happened to me because I still was able to gain, and I still was able to put strength up in the gym and stuff like that. So I wasn't impacted by that. But the thing that I was impacted on was my skin got really bad. I started to get acne, and I've never suffered from acne in my life. I'm a long-term sufferer of eczema on my hands, or whenever, when the weather changes, my skin freaks out. But I started to get acne, and you can actually see it on that first photo, the bloated photo. You can see the dots on my forehead, not now, but before. I just got acne there, all the time. This could have been a few reasons. It could have been the amount of plant sources I wasn't digesting. My body could have been reacting to the amount of soy that I was taking in. It also could have been the B12. When you take a high amount of B12, I was taking 1,000 micrograms a day. When you take a high amount, it can actually change your skin flora. I found out when I was doing the vegan diet. B12 is super important to get on a vegan diet, and someone who isn't even following a vegan diet. A lot of the time when animals in factory farms, they are also getting supplemented with B12, but sometimes they're not, and they're actually not getting a natural diet. So it's important for both meat eaters and vegans to take your B12. But too much, I forgot what the term was called, but too much can actually cause skin issues, and I think that's what was happening with me. Also with my blood work, I didn't feel horrible on the vegan diet. I didn't feel crappy. I didn't feel like someone who was borderline anemic. I didn't feel like my iron was low. And I had my first iron blood test, which I'll probably do a separate video on in the future. But I had my first blood test as a vegan done in January. I had one episode in England where I was out with my mum and my brother, and I actually felt a little bit faint, and I kind of felt a little bit dizzy, but I thought that was just due to kind of me still fasting, not eating till 12, only having coffee, and just kind of not having any food in me. When I was in the UK, I got my blood test back from Canada, where I got them, and it turns out my ferritin levels were super low. And when I say super low, kind of the levels they're supposed to be is between 20 to 200. 20, 200. Mine was at 3. So I was a little concerned. My doctor didn't seem too concerned. He was like, yeah, maybe try some iron supplements. I was like, iron supplements? I definitely need to try them. Like, if my iron's at 3, my ferritin, which is your iron stores basically, before you start going full anemic and start really struggling, I definitely need to get on some iron supplements. And I freaked out, and that's what slowly brought my ferritin back up. However, iron supplements are their own beast. They give you stomachache, they don't make you feel too great. I know they have ones now that kind of say they're softer on the stomach, but I didn't want to be someone that took an iron supplement for all my life. Especially as a guy, I don't need as much iron as a woman would. I'm not losing blood once a month, and I just don't need as much iron. It can actually be detrimental to get too much iron. So I was kind of wary of taking iron supplements. Okay. That was kind of the points that I've been through I need some water. The vegan diet. But I'll tell the exact moment when I quit the vegan diet. I was at the park with the dogs over there, and I said to Jasmine, do you want to eat some bison tonight? Do you want to eat some duck? And she thought I was joking. She thought I was testing her. Bless her heart, she did the vegan diet with me, although she didn't want to, but she did it as a supportive and did it with me. And I was being deadly serious. I was sick of feeling kind of under the weather. I was sick of my skin being crappy. I was sick of my iron being low. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to try this. I'm going to try and go back to eating animal-based products and see how this works out for me. Often when we do diets, we feel like we're stuck to that forever for life, and we're contracted in our mind. We have to stick to that, and if we don't, we're a failure. I was like, nope, I'm breaking that contract, and I'm going to try this out. Tried it out, bought it from one of the places around here called Antler in Toronto. It's kind of like a game restaurant that sells elk, boar, bison. I don't want to exaggerate, but having that duck and having that bison consecutive nights, my energy levels went through the roof. Again, was that a placebo? Was it me micro noticing things? But I don't know what it was, but something in that red meat, whether it was the high amounts of iron, whether it was the high amounts of zinc, I just felt way better than I did the whole 6 months I was on a vegan diet. It almost happened instantly, and then from that, over this 6 month period, I've kind of gone from eating back to the way I did, tracking macros, still having carbs in my diet, but kind of eating animal-based products, and then now switching over the last couple of months to a keto carnivore diet. Majority of my food calories coming from animal-based products, very high fat diet. I'm kind of taking around 200 to 250 grams of fat a day, less than 30 grams net carbs a day, around 50 grams actual carbs, with 30 grams net carbs, which is actual carbs, and then still super high in the protein, kind of 180 grams of protein a day. And as you can see, the body transformation, I wake up looking lean and feeling great every day. I don't feel overly full. I feel like I'm ready to start the day. I'm raring for my coffee, go and do my fasted cardio, and then by the time it hits 12 o'clock, once I've finished doing my intermittent fasting, I have eggs, bacon, avocado every morning, and every morning I look forward to it. There was times when I did the vegan diet and I had a big oat bowl. I just eat it because I needed to get some protein in, I needed to get some carbs in. There's been times when I've been doing it, if it's your macros, tracking diet like that, I know I'd come home, have some oatmeal, some egg whites. Wouldn't look forward to it, but I knew I had to hit my macros. Now my breakfast is around 40 grams fat, around 10 grams carbs, and around 40 grams protein, 10 grams carbs, 50 grams fat. And I look forward to that every day. I salivate every time I'm cooking the bacon, the eggs, the avocado. I feel amazing. And I'm like I said at the beginning of this video, I'm not biased to one or the other diet. I'm kind of biased right now because I'm following the keto diet and feeling amazing. I've honestly got nothing bad to say about it as of now. My energy levels are consistently high. They're not up and down with the carb fluctuation, and that happens both on a regular diet and a vegan diet. The carbs, for me anyway, kind of bring me up, crash me down, bring me up, crash me down. I think that happens for most people. Your insulin's just kind of all over the place. Whereas you're on a keto diet, it just stays stable all day. And I just feel amazing doing this. And that's kind of my story. And I thought I'd do the transformation picture of kind of my journey over the last, basically almost a year, but 6 months from starting the vegan diet, doing 6 months on that, and then the last kind of 2-3 months eating keto carnivore, feeling amazing, complete 360. My ethical standpoint still stands. So if you're gonna watch this video and you followed me when I was a vegan, you say, yeah, you're a monster, you eat meat. My ethical standpoint still stands. I will not buy meat if I can't afford it. I only buy it from organic, grass-fed, pasture-raised, sustainably raised, ethically raised, fed a natural diet. I'm still a massive believer, and I always will be a massive believer in healthy animal who's a natural diet to them, healthy product, healthy meat. I was never someone on a vegan diet that said meat was unhealthy. I never ever said that. But it's, yeah, my ethics still stand. I still believe meat is really important to our diet, and it's a necessity to our diet. But guys, the battery life is blinking at me. I'll do another video if you feel I haven't caught anything up. But thank you for watching so much. Bit of a long video, but kind of had to explain the full process. If you have any questions, if you want to comment below, I love to talk with you guys, and I will see you in The next one.